Good morning, Niagara. You're tuned into Car Connection, where the coffee's hot, the tools are ready, and the talk is always tuned up. I'm your host, Nile Motormouth Jenkins, coming to you straight from the Car Connection workshop, where we mix a little humor, a little know-how, and a whole lot of horsepower. Here, it's not just about fixing cars. It's about keeping you rolling, saving you money, giving you the confidence to understand what's under that hood. From the classics to the commuters, the weird noises to the what the heck moments, we've got you covered. So grab your coffee, sit back, join the crew, because this is Car Connection, your Monday through Saturday morning pit stop for stories, smarts, a few good laughs. I'm Nile Motormouth Jenkins, and we are shifting into drive this morning. Hey, folks, thank you for letting me into your world as I welcome you into my own 4+ decades being an automotive service tech, light truck and passenger vehicles, as well as heavy trucks, motor coaches, and equipment stuff, things that make and break stuff all at the same time. And I am up to date, current with my licenses, and still very much well hands-on. We got a lot to get through this morning. First and foremost, if you're on the road this morning heading to work, it's Monday. Happy Monday to all of you out there, making a best Monday ever. And we have started a brand new month. We're in the month of March, and we should all be getting excited because April 15 marks taking the winter tires off and putting the summers on. So we are cruising into spring. Now, the big question is, will March come in like a lion and go out like a lamb? Or will it come in like a lamb and go out like a bulldozer? I don't know, but we're going to keep an eye on it because the weather report could be all over the map in the month of March. Along the south shores here of Fort Erie, one of the Great Lakes, I have not seen a robin as of yet, but I will say this: there is hope. I saw a pair of red cardinals, and they have been hanging around. So that's a good sign. That means something's up, because when the cardinals return, the rest of the birds start to migrate and head back. So we'll keep you posted on a robin sighting so that you're up with that. If you're just heading through the drive-through, double check your order, get it locked down in your cup holder, and grab the 16-pack of Crayola crayons, pitch them over to your sidekick there if you've got someone driving along with you. Give them the folded-up leaf bags. There's lots of room to take notes on those. So welcome to the Motormouth Morning Drive. We have hit a mile marker. I'm not sure if you're aware of that. This morning marks Season 1, Episode 100. Tomorrow we'll be cracking open Season 2. Episode 101. This morning we're going to be talking about, I wanted to finish off what I started on Saturday. So if you're just joining us, Saturdays are now a 1-hour show, and it's Q&A. So questions and answers. So if you have a question that you want to put forth, I can't take calls at the moment, but when my friend gets back the beginning of April, he's the guru that said we would be able to do that through my IP over internet phone. So, but till then, send me an email with your question, and I always put that information in our description box on our YouTube videos as well as on our podcast. And all that information is at iHeartRadio. So we'll talk about that in just a minute, because I make sure that everything is there, ready and handy and available for you to connect, link, follow, share, that whole package. But you can certainly climb back in to our iHeartRadio library and sift through all 100 episodes. This one this morning will be in there. They're all titled. I've made sure that every single one is titled. So it has a category, and it has a episode number and a date. But there's descriptions for each and every podcast. So I recommend that you read the description, because I put a lot of information in there that will give you a prerequisite to listening to that specific podcast that you're interested in. There's a purpose behind the description. It's not to waste your time. It's so that you can quickly read it and know exactly what you're going to hear about and all the details, all the fillers, everything in between. So remember, if you're just joining us, the biggest drawer in our toolbox, we've made that our website, which we've had for quite some time. It got a facelift last year, and we're all up to date with it. So it's very easy to navigate, carconnectionbusinessnetwork.com. And the short form, I put all this in the description for our YouTube videos as well as our podcasts. CCBUS is in Sam, net.com. You can send me a question that you'd like me to answer, and I will answer that on Saturdays during the 1-hour Q&A, questions and answer period. So send them your questions off throughout the week. I will get them. They're for my eyes only. Get your question in my hands, and then I can take care of that for you on Saturday mornings. And if you're not able to make it on Saturday mornings, that's not a big deal, because the program will be posted on our iHeartRadio library. So you can just go there and drop it down and listen and re-listen and share any one of our 100 episodes that we have. So on our website, and I'll give you 2 emails. My other email is Motormouth, all one word, motormouth.jenkins@gmail.com. So if that one's easier for you to remember, no problem. That will still come straight to me. So it's Nile at ccbusnet, B-U-S as in Sam, net.com, or motormouth.jenkins, Jenkins, @gmail.com. So get those questions in so that I don't get them 2 minutes before I go on the air. That wouldn't be anything new to me, 31 years in radio. Can you read this commercial today? Hey, thanks, Motormouth. And I got like 10 seconds before the microphone goes live. It's not like it hasn't happened before. So let's jump into, first and foremost, again, our homepage. I'm spinning too fast. I haven't had any coffee yet. All our program partners that make the podcasts and the YouTube videos happening are on the homepage of our website. They're local business owners, professionals in their field. I've had a long-time relationship with them through radio. They've been program partners, and when I said we were going to get off of radio, switch over to full digital, they're like, good, you should have done that before. Huh? Well, why didn't you say something? You didn't ask. So we thank them for their support. We thank you for Crystal Ridge Dream Center, our faith-based nonprofit organization that is located in the heart of Crystal Beach, serving men, women, children, and single mom meals, love, and hope, changing lives one at a time in the Niagara region. Our job each and every year for 31 years, we're now in our 32nd year with Car Connection, is to come alongside a nonprofit faith-based organization that is doing what many of us don't have time to do, and that is exactly what I just talked about, is in times when communities are struggling and they need support, it's crucial that organizations like Crystal Ridge Dream Center shine as a beacon of compassion and transformation, located at 385 Derby Road. Check them out on our website and take a look and see how maybe you could get involved one way or another. Donate and get a tax receipt over $25. And I'll tell you, they know how to take a nickel and hammer it into a dollar. They're feeding nearly 300 people out the door every Tuesday and Friday. And if there's anything you can do to help that, or if you're interested in being a volunteer, get in touch. Get in touch with the ladies there. They're fantastic to work with, and they have a lot of fun with the kids. Their after-school program for the kids, it just really tugs on my heart, because they help them with their homework. They mentor them. They have games for them to do, healthy games that help them to grow, and they get loved on, and they get fed, and then they get sent home. And I think that is just over the moon. Thank you to Earl Louise Grant at City Auto Sales and Leasing. You'll get nothing less than honesty and integrity there, and be able to buy with confidence. Their vehicles have low mileage, quality vehicles at fair prices. They have a leasing program as well as in-house financing. They're Greater Toronto Area's premier pre-owned auto store for over 25 plus years. They sell no junk. Their vehicles are like brand new, and they have lots of resources. So if you're looking for something specific and they don't have it in their under roof inventory or outside on the lot, get her own Louise Grant on it. Let them know what you're looking for, and they have the resources to find that specific vehicle. If it's out there and it's worthy of purchasing, I'll tell you, Earl will hunt it down, and it'll be in your hands in no time. And thank you to Niagara Block at 5000 Montrose Road, Niagara Falls, building Canada since 1931, with building supplies, hardscape, landscape materials to help you create that backyard space that you've always wanted. They can put you in contact with contractors that can estimate, start it, and finish it. And of course, Mother Nature plays a big part in anything that's being worked on outside. Exactly. So you want to work with guys that, know how to deal with that, and they know how to continue to move your project forward so that you will be sitting in your very own backyard oasis before you even know it. But you got to get on the radar. We're in the month of March. Things start to move forward. Spring's going to happen. And you want to spring forward, not fall back, right? That's coming up this weekend, so don't forget. 8th of March, daylight savings time kicks in, so make a note to self. Yeah, we're springing forward 1 hour. It's fall back an hour. We're going to, do we gain an hour's sleep? No, we lose it. Dang. It's just getting used to that. So we spring forward before you retire this coming Saturday evening at midnight. Make sure you set your clocks 1 hour forward. Otherwise, you'll be showing up 1 hour late for whatever it is engagement you have, and everybody will be looking at you and going, you didn't get the memo. Yeah, so all our program partners are on our homepage. Click on their logos. Any of you that are suffering with a ton of debt load, there's help for you. Certified financial planning professionals, Tony Mealy and Larry Tetro, they're my personal financial planners, and I've known these guys for over 20 years, and I'll tell you, they don't need any more clients, but they like to be engaged with our listeners and our followers because they're offering their help to take a look at what you've got going on with your finances, whether it's an investment portfolio that's making you like 1 to 3% at the bank. You've got to get it moved from there. You can do a lot better than that. Trust me. Dealing with debt, estate planning, powers of attorney, health proxies, arranging a mortgage. I haven't had a mortgage with a bank for a long time, and I really enjoy working with the mortgage team with IG Wealth Management out in Winnipeg. The ladies are fabulous and great rates, no nonsense. And I don't have a bank manager staring me in the face going, Nile, I hate small businesses. Yeah, that did it for me, pretty much. I went to a credit unit after that, pulled everything, got out of there. That's what you got to do. You got to go where people want your business and where they're working for you. That's where you need to be. That relieves a ton of stress. They take care of life insurance, critical illness insurance, and you can get an hour and a coffee discovery meeting. Leave your wallet at home. No one's going to ask you for a penny. Connect with Tony Mealy or Larry Tetro. Let them know I sent you. Let them know you want to book that hour and a coffee discovery meeting to sit down, discuss things that are of concern to you. But folks, don't panic. That's the worst thing you can do, is panic and take financial advice from someone whose feet are not standing where you want to be. Don't do that. It's not. I don't advise it. Here's the thing. They all mean well, but if they're not where I want to be, I'm going to nod, smile, and respect them, but I'm going to go and get to the resources that can answer my questions correctly. So don't panic. If you feel like you're going upside down and sideways, connect with Tony Mealy or Larry Tetro. Book that hour and a coffee meeting. And again, leave your wallet at home. There's no sales gimmick. Nobody's selling you nothing. They're going to listen while you talk. But I would ask this. Do me a favor. If you're not really interested, don't waste their time. But if you're needing some help and you need some encouragement and you need to know that there are options that no one else has thought of or brought to the table, get it taken care of right away. All right, let's jump into weekend weather brought to us by our certified financial planning professionals, Tony Miele and Larry Tetro. 50 years experience as fiduciaries, and they are two of the most decorated certified financial planners in Canada, but you'll never hear them boast or brag about that. You'll never hear them even mention it. Why? Because they're a couple of very humble, down-to-earth fellas. Okay, today you're looking at Monday's forecast. You ready for it? We're going to have a high of 32 degrees, a low of 11, but trust me, babies, we've got some good stuff coming. I saw some 60s and some high 50s later on in the week. And early next week, we're going to have a bit of a wet season this week, but next week, a humdinger. I see 63 and 62 and 58 on there with that little red dot in the sky, the sun. So mostly cloudy today. It's going to feel a little warmer, about 12 degrees. Sunny conditions expected around 8 a.m. Today's temperature range is from 11 degrees to 32 degrees Fahrenheit. And it may feel a little more like 11 degrees to 37 degrees. Anything on the precipitation meter, double zeros. No snow events, no water falling from the sky. So just a great day. Take it in because we got some wet ones coming. And you know what they say? Yeah. Go ahead. Say it. The rain brings the spring, right? Exactly. That's exactly it. So visit our program partners on our homepage of our website, carconnectionbusinessnetwork.com. Click on the link below their logo. That'll get you connected. And thank you in advance for giving them your business. All our links for everything we're involved in, all the platforms that we're located on. Our YouTube channel is a tremendous asset for you to learn basic fundamentals about vehicle ownership. I don't care what age group you are, what size you are, it doesn't matter. Whether you don't know the difference between a raised white letter black wall and a wheel nut, it won't matter because I teach you the 5 fundamentals on every single video that we put together. What it is, where it is, how it works, how it breaks, and what could you have known that would have helped you to prevent that breakage from happening, having to spend money on something that you could spend elsewhere and keep your vehicle rolling. That's what our videos are for. We have a lot of fun, Skippy and I. She'll be here in a couple hours. We'll be videotaping a very special video for you that we're going to get posted right away. Going to let you into our world and show you the South Shores of Lake Erie. The lake is completely frozen, first time in about 3 years. And so we've survived the winter without a lot of what we call lake effect snow, because when the lake is frozen, the clouds can't pick up the moisture. So it really saved us this year, but the ice sculptures that the lake has created are absolutely stunning. So Skippy and I are going to go out and bear the freezing cold this morning before the warmer weather comes in and capture that for you and give you a bit of background. And we're going to post that video up on our YouTube channel, Motormouth Jenkins. So the link is there, top right-hand corner of our homepage for YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and Skippy puts reels up there and bloopers and outtakes that you won't see anywhere else, and you will probably laugh your you-know-what right clean off. And also we are featured on Stevensvilleontheweb.ca. They put a nice business profile there. My parents live there. My mom passed in 2022. My pop's still living there. They've been almost there 40 years. And a lot of my friends live in Stevensville. Skippy is raised and has family in Stevensville as well. So that's her website she created. It has over 7,000 visitors all the time. And that was her way of bringing the community businesses and the people of Stevensville together. So it is a communal website. So we're also our iHeart link is there for you as well, and merch is available as well. On that top right-hand corner is a link to our online store. When you buy merchandise, it not only helps Skippy and I have coffee and donuts once a year, but also proceeds help those struggling with addictions get to one of the Total Freedom addiction campuses where a new life waits for them there. So thank you in advance for doing that. Really appreciate it. It makes a huge difference, folks. It really does. All right, let's jump into our morning coffee, and we'll take that down on 3, 2, 1. So if you haven't done that with us, it doesn't matter what beverage you have. That's your morning beverage. We count it down. We have a swiggy together. You ready? 3, 2, 1. That's not bad, but there was something lumpy in there. Oh, I put a piece of ginger in there this morning. That's what that was. I thought it was a floaty. All right, episode 100, season 1. I didn't get a chance to completely cover my topic on Saturday. And again, if you've got questions, you want to get them through to me during a week, email them right to me, and I'll compile those. And Saturday's morning's program is Q&A now. So 1 hour, I'll teach you a topic. We'll cover a topic, but I'll answer questions. So just nail me with the questions. It's okay, automotive related. I'll do my best to answer something that's not automotive related, but the answer may be 28. I'm not sure. I have to review that with the judges to see if that is an acceptable answer. But I wanted to seriously cover the rest of what I got into on Saturday. So Saturdays, 1 hour Q&A. Fridays, fun Fridays. And we are picking on those just gently on Friday. Can you look stellar in a minivan? Send me your answer. Yeah, fire that over in an email. If you're a minivan mama or a minivan papa or maybe grandparents, how's that minivan working for you? What's some of the best things you like about the minivan? Yeah, let me know, and I might read some of those out on the air on Saturday. Yeah, I mean, minivans, they're thingy movers. Whether it's people, stuff, camping, the kids, and sports, and this thing and that thing, and off to the cottage, and fishing for the day or heading out for a picnic, you just shove it all in there and slam the hoochie-dingus and get the heck out of Dodge, right? So I wanted to spend some more time talking about the Rusties because we just launched our fleet maintenance video on YouTube. That went up this past Friday, Fun Friday at 4:30. Our videos drop every week, 2 on Tuesday and 1 on Friday. We have almost 200 videos up there for you to enjoy. All walks of owning and operating an automobile, but covering all the basic fundamentals. So you'll learn a lot. And you know what? The more you learn, the more dangerous you are when you take your vehicle into the service center. Because you'll know stuff. And keep your cards close to your chest. Don't let them know how much you know. But you'll know enough that you'll be able to hear and learn the language. So you'll be able to ask questions. Yeah. You'll be able to ask questions. You know what that's going to do? That will prevent you from being ripped off out there. I can't tell you how many emails I receive every single year sending me invoices and stuff. Can you look this over, Motormouth, see if they took advantage of me? And my job isn't to throw other shops under the bus. Let me get that clear. That's not my job. I got a van coming in from a single mom, and, she spent a whack of money, took it back to the shop saying, there's a noise. We couldn't find anything. Well, you're going to see the video on that. We're going to be shooting that video within the next few days. And we're going to show you what that noise was, but there's 2 noises. One, I do not know yet, but there's definitely something not right. I can tell you that. There's something not right at the back right rear of that van. In the front, there's definitely something not right that's making noise in the front. And we know what it is. And we're going to share that with you and show you how could they not see this? How could they not see it? My hope is it was an oversight or somebody just didn't feel like taking a look at it, but said they did take a look at it. And I would hope that that's not the case. But that's the whole purpose of our YouTube channels, to show you this stuff so you can learn and get the information, get the knowledge. And especially if you're a single mom or you're widowed, a dude or a dudette, it doesn't matter. Age group, it doesn't matter. My pops texts, he's 89 years old. So what's your excuse? No excuses. You can learn at any age and protect yourself. That's what it's all about. Protect yourself from getting ripped off. And cars are one of those areas. Let me tell you, ladies, I don't think I need to say it too harshly, but it's true. You're the prey. So in talking about the fleet service maintenance schedule that I created, I call it the Car Connection maintenance schedule because I created it many years ago when I worked on fleet vehicles, hundreds of fleet vehicles, different types, vans, cars, big trucks, big riggers, you name it. We had it coming in. We even looked after Brinks trucks. And, you know, I got to learning that it was easier on my brain if I had a checklist so that I didn't miss anything that I needed to service, because the maintenance manager at the fleets is not happy if we miss something, and it could potentially cause the shop to lose the tender next time it comes up. So I created a checklist and would keep it at my toolbox. When I'm working on a fleet vehicle, I would follow my checklist. So we did a video on that. But the thing is this, you have to have a foundation first. A foundation. What does that mean? Well, first, we got to have a vehicle that we know for sure hasn't suffered the rusties to a point where how much money do I want to put in it, or should I find something that has a more solid structure base? Because if the structural integrity of the vehicle is compromised, then that's where I would say, you know what, this one's done. Next major thing that goes on it, just kind of park it somewhere and say free to good home. You can love it too. And a full tank of fuel or a Timmy's card, one or the other. So starting off with a solid foundation is where beginning with the fleet service maintenance that I created will pay off 100%. But if it's not, then here's some items that, you know, we need to make sure that somebody evaluates the vehicle for structural integrity first. It's okay if there's dry spots underneath, but the heavy flakies, that's where I really need to take a close look for you to make sure that we have a great contender to start fleet maintenance on it, and you'll be able to keep that vehicle 300, 400, 600,000 K miles. No problem. Now, I have one vehicle that's going to reach 400 pretty close by the fall this year. That's the 07 FJ, the 99 Honda two-door hatchback DX, little cute little rocket we call it, 5-speed air. All works. Everything all works. It's got a tiny area that is breaking out, but I've been able to control it with some rust protection, getting it into the body metal to slow it right down. So I was just looking at it yesterday, saying that's got to get tended to. I'll remove the rear bumper and take it. There's a fella in town here that does old school body work, and get him to fix that, and then we'll just blast it. But that thing's pretty gooey underneath. But it's rusting in an area that's pretty much the same on most Hondas. My 98 Honda CRV kept trying to break out in the same area around where the rear bumper wraps around and bolts to the quarter panel, because it's a stupid concept. I had a 1987 Honda Accord that came from New York City that had the same areas. Again, so it's a pattern failure they've never corrected. So when you know that's a pattern failure and you have that Honda, that's the area you need to pay closer attention to with rust proofing. And if you ask me what rust proofing, if it drips, if it's rubber, it's junk. Period. If it's rubberized, if it's petroleum based, if it drips off, it's junk. Walk away, you're wasting your money. I have a link on the homepage of our website for the product that I have used for the last 15 years. They don't pay me, but I keep it there for you so that you can see what I use and I know it works. It neutralizes the acids from road salt and it creeps into every nook and cranny because of the electron theory. I won't bore you with that. Electron theory is the negatively charged particles and the positively charged particles chase each other like boys and girls. Hey, baby, you can't get away. And he chases her. So it gets into every nook and cranny in the vehicle where we can't get to. That's what you got to have. It's science. The negative and positive molecules chase each other, and that's how the product creeps. It doesn't drip off. So you can find that on the home page and tap into that. You can check it out. Everything's there for you to look at it so you know what I know, and that's what I've used for the last 15 or so years. And folks, if you took the cost of one cup of coffee, one drive-through, and put that into a jar, you would have more than enough money to have your vehicle retreated every year. And I say every year, at the very latest, like pushing it, 18 months. But if you want to make it to 600,000 K and keep stuffing money back in your pocket, just do it every year. Because the structural integrity, if that's maintained, everything else is serviceable, replaceable, repairable, and can be changed out and put something else on. But when the rusties get into things like subframes, engine cradles, brake lines, fuel tanks, that's what kills these vehicles out there. You know, I told the story of a young couple bought a vehicle, I think it's about 5 years now, pre-owned from someone I know. It was in good shape when they bought it. And they asked me, hey, Motormouth, what should we do? Go get it rust-proofed. Did they do it? Nope. So now they're hunting for a new car. It's rotted right out. It is rotted right through. Rocker panels around the fuel tank, typical GM problem. They've never fixed that. Just like Honda around the rear bumper, where it wraps around and connects to the quarter panel over the rear wheel arch. It rubs there. That's what happens to it. It rubs, and the crud gets between the Rubbermaid bumper and the sheet metal, and then now it's like a file in there. So it opens up the body metal, and then by the time you see some pock holes there, there's holes. So if you see a little, I call them zits, you pick that off, it's a hole. Because the body metal on today's vehicles is super thin. I mean, it is so thin, it only has one side. Which reminds me of, I was at the deli on Saturday, I think it was Friday night. I went into the deli and I said, I'd really like some garlic bologna. She goes, well, how thick would you like the slices? I go, probably about a half inch. She looks at me, I go, no, not that. Show me what you got. So she peels one off. I go, man, I didn't think you could slice it that thin. That only has one side. I said, I wanted at least 1/8 of an inch. So it took her 3 or 4 attempts, and then I go, that's a slice of bologna. I don't want to smell it. I want to taste it. I don't want to waft it over the sandwich. I actually want to taste it. I said, that's a slice of bologna right there. Anyhow, I digress. So a solid foundation is where you got to begin. So if I were looking the car over and saying, yay or nay, yeah, no. It's either put the money into it or this one has gone too far. I'm going to tell you that. I'm going to be looking at brake lines, fuel lines. If it has a metal fuel tank, I want to see up above the tank because that's where they rot out. They rot out at the top and the seams. That's where it happens. That's where it happeners. And if you can prevent that from happening, you just saved like $1,500. Yeah, $1,500 of changing the fuel tank out and doing the fuel lines, the rotted fuel lines. Then brake lines. You just saved about another $1,500. You see where I'm going? So you go, well, rust proofing. I can hear the armchair warriors, and I don't give them any juice. You know what? If you want to let it rot into the ground, you go right ahead. As for me and my house, I'm going to reach 400,000 K on an '07. How about you? How are you doing? And this young couple, 5 years, it's junk. Like, it looks really bad. The rod is so bad. It's a wonder it hasn't split in half. The rocker panels are wide open. Great big looking crunchies around the gas. It's rotten. I don't even need to look underneath of that car. It's over. Yeah, she's singing. So subframes. When the rust gets into the subframes, it generally turns into really thick, heavy, rusty, crusty flakies. Yeah. Flakies are bad. Because what that means, a lot of body metal is peeling off. And once it's super flaky, it's gone. That's where it's in up inside the engine cradles, what supports the engine. Could be an H-frame, your subframes. Most cars don't have full frames anymore. It's a unibody. So once that structure is compromised, the rockers rot through, or some of the subframe is soft and it's peeling and it's heavily flaking. Like I said, the body metal, it's so thin it only has one side. You can take your hand and push a fender and make it look like you hit a moose. It's really bad. Like they're built. The price does not represent value, if you know what I'm trying to say. It's not. I look at the sticker price and I go, it isn't worth that much. Because the body metal's so thin, if you don't apply any rust proofing, once the rust gets started, it takes right off. By the time you see the blisters on the outside of the paint, that panel's already gone. It's over. It's done. It's not repairable. So to close out the program today, my conclusion is rust kills vehicles long before the engines die. And that's sad. And when Skippy and I went into the U-Pullet yard in St. Catharines, we were both really taken back at the hundreds and hundreds of vehicles in there. The bodies were good. The motors were done. So it was kind of backwards. We expected to see a lot of vehicles rotted out. So what does that tell me? That tells me maintenance negligence put those vehicles there. And it's sad because we were looking at them and Skippy's like practically drilling over the minivans. And I said, take it easy. I think you're obsessing here. You could have picked one out, trailered it home, and put it back together. But you would have had to fix the mechanicals that nobody else was interested in taking care of. So it's a combination. That's what I'm trying to tell you. Watch that fleet maintenance video and pick up some nuggets from it. I show you how the schedule works. It's a piece of cake to monitor your own maintenance on your vehicle, and you can call the shot when you say, you know what, it's time to move it out and get something else. It's that simple. It really is a simple formula to put money back in your pocket. It really is. It starts with protect the structural integrity of the automobile, then you've got a real prize on your hands. And you can keep it as long as you want. Do the maintenance. Do the maintenance, preventative maintenance, not waiting till a light comes on or you hear a noise or something's loose, something's rattling, something's banging, something's grinding. That's not maintenance. Those are the warning signs. And generally by the time you see the light, hear the scraping or banging or knocking or thumping, other stuff's been going on for quite a while. Fleet maintenance, they don't do that. They stay ahead of the curve so the vehicle can get out there on the roadway, moving products to and fro and being profitable. So I hope you get something out of that. And if you didn't, I can't help you. I really can't, honestly. Because if you're wanting to save money, that's why I'm here. I know how to do it. I've been doing it for over 4 decades. And you're welcome to come to my driveway anytime in front of the shop and take a look at what I work on, what I drive every day. I don't just talk the talk, I walk the walk. I take care of them, my vehicles inside and out, get them rust-proofed on an annual basis, and keep it going. Stay up on it. Don't wait till you hear stuff, see stuff, smell stuff going on. It's already, you come to the game late at that point. So your question might be, well, how do I know whether I should start rust-proofing now? That's where you need a service tech to look it over for you and say, hey, how good is this vehicle really? I'm considering keeping it another 5 to 10 years. Is the structure okay? If they give you a nod, like I would say, honestly, well, you got some brake lines that are rusted, but the structural integrity is good. We can change the lines out and you'll be good. Spray them up when we're done. And now with the nickel copper line, then it's amazing. We're getting away from the steel lines after all these years, because once you change them out, unless you rust proof, the new steel lines you put in start to rust again. So you can't stay ahead of it unless you're rust proofing. If you want to keep it, you got to protect it. It's that simple. And as I mentioned already, go to our website, carconnectionbusinessnetwork.com. Get subscribed to our YouTube videos and watch them. And make sure you are subscribed. Hit the notification bell so you're notified when new videos go up. And start getting the knowledge into your person. And then watch what happens. You'll begin to understand you don't need to be on the never plan, making payments, paying interest and principal. And by the time you pay it off, you got to get back into the hole again. That is the game. And the mice got to get smarter than the cat. And once you know and understand that's the game to get you out of that car and get you into another one, and then another one, and then another one, once you understand that's the game they play with you, they don't want you to maintain it. They want it to get so bad that when they tell you it needs $5,800 to bring the maintenance up, you're going to say, oh, it's old. It's not worth putting that money into it. That's the words they want to hear. They gotcha. That's when the gotcha comes in. You got to become a professional consumer, not a consumer. And I can help you. Those of you who want my help, that's why I'm here. I could easily go do something else, but my heart is in this business, is to educate you. No matter what age you are, you can learn. If my pops is 89, still driving, got his faculties and techs, yeah, you can learn some stuff. You absolutely can. So till tomorrow morning, make it a great day. Peace, patience, kindness always, and happy, healthy motoring. And we'll see you tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. for Season 2, Episode 101. We'll see you for another episode of Motormouth's Morning Drive. Make it a great day. Watch out for the other guy, and we'll see you soon. Bye for now.